Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, Aquarius friends and friends of Aquarius. This is also the age of Aquarius, so this kind of energy applies to all of us. We do have every sign in our chart, so this all applies to all of us anyway, but being that we are in Pluto and Aquarius here for the next 20 years, this reading, particularly for Aquarius, has a bit more weight for all of us. I did pull a couple of oracle cards here to start with the Wild Unknown archetype deck. So let's get into it. Aquarius, my Aquarius friends. The first one that came through here is the stone. And those of you who have been watching for a little while too, as I am going through my process of healing here with surgery and everything, I have decided to finish up the signs here this month. I am not adding my extra camera or the extra editing that I typically do because it takes a great deal of time and energy, and I am trying to heal right now. So thank you guys so much for your understanding. But the stone. So the stone. This is the eternal, the anchor, and the rock. The message that I'm getting coming through here so far seems to be one of stability. I'm getting that energy from the stone here, especially being kind of an anchor. The book mentions the anchor, anchoring in our wild side, kind of a steadfast, loyal, committed, or present energy. Being on the shadow side of this is, well, kind of the opposite of that. Maybe feeling lost, feeling discombobulated, feeling ungrounded. So at present, we are bringing in or we're focusing on something that allows us maybe to feel a bit more grounded and present. The next card that came through here is the thread. So the thread here, this is the path, the vein, the circuit. What I'm getting from this here along the lines of, well, with the stone coming in here too, this thread can be an energy of allowing us or helping us to find our way, or it can be something that if we are focusing too hard on it or maybe missing the presence of the thread here in our life, it could be something that drags us down. I'm seeing kind of a like a rope or something tied to a rock, throwing off over into the water. It's tied to your leg, or this thread tied to the stone here can be, ooh, interesting. Being tossed over into the water there being something more of emotion. So we're not looking at diving deep into an emotional experience necessarily. Not that we're against that, but as we're trying to find some stability here, the stability is not at the bottom of an emotional well. Interesting. This stone needs to make contact with the earth, and it still makes contact if it flies into the water, but we're in for a ride there as well that maybe we don't need to put ourselves through emotionally. This thread is something that is already tied around you, like I said. Instead of trying to disentangle something to find what this red thread is saying, what the answer is, what the direction is, we're being told or shown that all we have to do is allow that thread to pull us home, so to speak. Instead of trying to force the direction of that thread, we're being asked to let it show us what it's trying to show us. And this is interesting and makes sense too, with being in the age of Aquarius here, Pluto being in the age of Aquarius, that death and rebirth energy that's going through Aquarius. Last time we had this energy here, there was the French and American revolutions. Industrial Revolution came with that too. Great big changes is my point. There is a movement, right? There is a motion, and the motion of the ocean here is not necessarily one of emotion, or getting lost in emotion, excuse me. It is letting the emotion take you where it's wanting to take you. Interesting. Okay. Let's pull. You want to do one of these first? Okay. Medicine Heart. We're going to pull Medicine Heart Oracle here, and then we'll get further into your messages. For Aquarius at this time. Seba Yax Che. I'll show the camera there what that says, and I'll show you the picture and read this here too. This is perfect. Turn within to settle your mind and your heart, becoming restful. From your soul's vantage point, the path before you now and how to best navigate it is clear. Oh my gosh. Allow your life to unfold according to the generous universal wisdom that is aware of your potential and what is necessary to actualize it. At a spiritual level, you know what you are doing and all is well. Perfect. Okay, reading over. Thanks for coming, you guys. I love that. That perfectly sums up exactly what I was saying there, what where I'm feeling this message is pulling us to. We're being asked to settle into where we are being led. I'm getting that there is, and I can see this around us too. And I decided to wear my not today Satan shirt. I haven't worn it for quite some time. So, we're not allowing maybe something. Not that we're ignoring the shadow, but we're not allowing the shadow to pull us in and dick us around. You know what I mean? To jerk us in directions that we don't need to go in, or to disillusion us. Okay. Oh, I love that. All right. So, Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck here. Can we talk about the path here for Aquarius at this time? What's going on for Aquarius? Ooh, the bear. Okay. Cobra here at the bottom as well. So, this energy of when the student's ready, the teacher appears. I feel like we're getting really close to a big change, you guys. And of course, Pluto and Aquarius, this big change is happening no matter what. The outcome of this is dependent on us. We all are dreaming this dream, right? We all get to decide where is this ship sailing, but the ship is sailing. The ship has left the dock, you know what I'm saying? So, this process of being ready for the teacher to appear, I'm seeing like a water. You throw a stone into water here, and you get that ripple effect. There's a need for the mind to be calm here right now, which is what the medicine oracle was saying. In order for us to see clearly into it, we cannot be having these ripples right now. Okay, like the ripples are going to happen, but ripples within ourselves. We need to find our center. Our center. Okay, so bear coming through here to signify the path. What I'm getting from this is a request to limber up. So the bear has gone through hibernation. It's gone through winter and it's hibernated. As it's coming out of this state of coma, a winter coma, there's a need to stretch them bones, right? We have been inactive for such an extended period of time. There's a need to be patient, to be kind, to be gracious towards ourselves and towards others. Always, right? Always. Because like why be a dick, right? It's important to be this way, but especially right now. We're being asked to slow it down, okay? And I'm not talking about as far as things changing, that slowing down. I'm talking about us inside. Inside. Aquarius, inside. We're being asked to slow down what is going on inside. The mind, especially, it's just going too fast. It's too fast. Are we fasting? Are we slowing? There's a need to get centered, okay? So what is this energy that's blocking the path of the bear right now for Aquarius? And I do have you guys just as well. I'm still running my 30,000 subscriber giveaway, 2 free readings if you're interested. There's a link in the description of this video as well as in the comments section. Put your email address in, you'll join my newsletter. It'll put you in to enter for one of those free readings too if you're interested. I'll draw that at the beginning of March. So deer, oh dear, comes through here as the block. I feel like Spirit's really spelling it out here pretty easy, which I appreciate because, as I'm going through my healing process here too, this is something that those of you who have been keeping track, I have really been struggling to rest as well. The deer, this is the divine feminine principle. This is a request to rest. Being the blocked energy, this is an energy when the deer becomes present, and I'm getting chills on this right now. When the deer becomes present, it's like a protective force or energy that permeates the room or the area when birth has happened, when somebody has given birth or something has given birth. It is that calm kind of not really the eye of the storm. It's more like the storm has passed and there's this grace that comes from nature. And I understand this isn't always the case, but there is this energy that comes through that offers this protective encasement, this pause, this ability to stop time and be enamored with what has just happened. Ooh, I have all the chills on that. There's some, so this energy of rest for sure, but this energy of like, of identifying the divinity in every single moment. Oh gosh, yeah. It's impossible to see that when we're working to pull this thread out of something that is already present, right? We're wasting energy. We're wasting energy on things that don't need to be wasted on. Being intelligent is possible. Making intelligent and precise decisions. I'm seeing like a scalpel, precise surgery. This is possible, like a doctor in emergency surgery. It's important for a doctor to stay calm, right? You have an emergency situation and you need emergency surgery. You want that doctor to be calm. You don't want them to be freaking out. It's only possible to tap into the intelligence that's required here in this moment through peace, okay? I'll put down all those dead horses that I'm beating this other dead horse with. Okay, are we getting into tarot here? Yes. All right. I did get a new tarot deck here. It's the Rider-Waite deck, but it's this holographic, like gold foil. I think it's pretty. It's pretty. Okay. So for Aquarius here, what do we have going on for Aquarius? And I do have Devil here at the split. Hey, as we're talking about this, not allowing ourselves to be pulled in by the devil. We're not ignoring what the devil is saying, but we don't need to go out to lunch with it right now, right? Okay, what do we have for Aquarius? I do have personal readings open and available. My website is in the description of this video. Love to help you with something a little bit more personal. Channel memberships are open and available too if you're interested in that. Link is in the description or in the comments. And I do have some classes, you guys, that I'm going to be offering here soon. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, I highly recommend you keep your ear to the ground. We'll be doing things like tarot. I'll have a tarot class coming forward and a course, and then manifestation, things like that, okay? Guided meditation as well. Ace of Cups here at the bottom. So this is your hope, hopes and dreams, and this makes sense. What I'm getting from this is like a baptism, a renewal. The hope here is for something new to start. The hope here is to be in touch with spirit in such a way that 1313 on the timer as well, death. To be in touch with spirit in such a way that we do feel grounded, that we do feel calm, that we're able to start a new emotional and spiritual venture or connection. For some of you, this can be a relationship. Maybe you're looking to start a relationship in some way. I feel like there's a desire to be free from your emotions right now too. Interesting. We'll examine that a little bit further. We're not looking to escape our emotions, but as we're looking for peace and calm, like I said, we're not wanting to plunge our grounding into our emotional experience. We're gonna have a bad time. That's what's creating these ripples too. Not that we're ignoring our emotions, like I said, just oh, that's just the card. Just the card's a little torn. Need to get a new one of these here soon. This is the Murder Crows Tarot we'll use for your second deck here. What do we have here for Aquarius, please? Pretty, please. I hope you guys are doing well. I know things are totes cray in a lot of different ways out there. And I will bring back the other camera, like I said. Ooh, the star. So this is in your fear aversion. 1441 on the timer as well. So the star. Being in your fear aversion, we can look at this as like renewed hope. This is interesting, actually. Being led by something. In some of my last collectives here, there's been this idea of like the false prophet. being misled, being guided in the wrong direction by an energy or person. Can be something outside of us, but it's also an archetype that exists inside of us. So in the star card, she is pouring, or they are pouring into this pool of water. In the standard Rider-Waite tarot, the individual has a foot in the water and they have a foot on the ground. This symbolizes exploring the emotional realm while also staying grounded. And they're pouring here from the waters into the water and also onto the land. This symbolizes creating manifestation in our physical realm from the spiritual and emotional realm, which is what the Ace of Cups is here. So that's interesting. Replenishing that emotional and spiritual experience and manifesting here in the physical realm. So being in your fear aversion here, it feels like there's a little bit of a hang up, you guys, towards the emotions getting in the way of what it is that we're wanting to manifest. Okay? All right, let's get into this a little bit further. Typically, I lay all of these out and then go forward here. When I first started, though, I pulled these one at a time. I'm going to go back to pulling them one at a time here for now. Get back to setting this up correctly. And then, yes, we'll just go that direction here. So, general energy for you guys here to start. Six of Cups. Six of Cups. So, this is nostalgia. Blast from the past is something that's coming to mind. I feel like this is where the hang up here is in working through this thread, disentangling or allowing this thread to pull us home. Like, as we're trying to find this thread here and not recognizing that it's actually tied around our waist, we're pulling up things, maybe in our emotional experience, that's causing unrest, disturbance even. Again, not saying that that energy doesn't need to happen, but as this feels more like we're talking about towards manifestation. So as we're in the age of Aquarius, like I said, we're looking to build a bright new world, to sail this ship into a new place that we all want to be in. Six of Cups here can symbolize the past, nostalgia. I get this feeling of like there is, and I know that this is something that exists around us here too. There's this idea of like, oh, well, things were better back then. Were they, though? You know, were they? For who and for who was it not, right? And without getting into specifics of that, let's look at the past and the future as they don't exist, right? As far as a human is concerned, it doesn't really exist. All we have is the present moment. All we can do is improve the present moment. What I'm getting from this is that there is not a gift from the past that's coming forward here for us or that exists for us. The gift is the present, right? That's why they call it a present, right? But there's some nostalgia. There's some hanging on to something from the past here. And this is causing this tangling motion with the thread, like I said. So to clarify this here, we have the Knight of Wands. Interesting. Knight of Wands coming through here. So we're talking about creativity, spontaneity, allowing ourselves to get back up and try again. I feel like we're leaning more into the creative side of this card. Being that it's the Knight and not the Page, there's a little bit of experience or a little bit of maturity that's been gained. We've learned some things from the past. And so we're getting back up and we're trying this again. I feel like there is a great deal of, as the star can symbolize renewed hope too, being in your fear aversion. There is some difficulty right now in maintaining hope or finding hope, period. And this is understandable when things are scary. I'm not trying to be diminutive about things that are going on worldwide right now. I do want to impress, though, the reality that anything can change at any time. And what better sign to understand that than, well, any of the air signs really, but Aquarius, freedom-loving Aquarius. It takes one moment for something to present itself as a solution that is satisfactory for all, right? Or for most. Nothing's ever going to be black or white. But this is what I'm getting here. This takes some creativity and it takes allowing ourselves to feel hope too. Okay, let's get into the good stuff here. Good stuff. Yay! Oh, Aquarius, I love this. The Empress. This is also, you know what, I didn't even mention this with the star card. This is your card. This is your card, Aquarius. So being in your fear aversion here, I do feel like there's a bit of trepidation, some hesitancy towards approaching this new age, the new age of Aquarius here, and also yourself, your own energy, your own freedom. There's something about this thread here and the direction that it's providing, tripping us up, making us feel trapped when what it's trying to do is free us, right? Why do I have this around me? I'm bound. What's going on? I need to get this off. When in reality, it's actually showing us the way to our freedom. So there's a need to chill, right? Sit down, take a chill pill. And this is for me too, guys. This is for me too. I'm definitely a human being alive in 2025. So the Empress being in the good stuff here. Healing. I love this too. Deer, okay? Being the blocked energy, the divine feminine, the Empress represents the divine feminine. The unveiled portions of Isis or Venus, the divine feminine. Our subconscious realm, healing, fertility, growth. Being in our good stuff here, 2121 on the timer too, and I'm getting chills on this. The amount of healing, of growth, the potential that exists in every moment. Oh, I got all the chills on this, my goodness. The potential that exists in every single moment is inexhaustible. It is infinitesimal. It is non-quantifiable, right? We can't measure how much is possible. Through quantum sciences, we can kind of get an idea of just how much or what infinity looks like, right? But we can forget, especially when there's fear. Especially when there are reasons around us maybe to be afraid. But to remember that fear is ever present. Fear will never disappear. The way that we decide to engage with that fear can always change. And that is the deciding factor on what possibility we bring into our present. So I love this, you guys. The present moment is fertile. It's a fertile myrtle. Okay? Let's use it to our advantage. Oh my God, you guys. Nine of Cups comes through here too to clarify this. I love this. This is, speaking of renewed hope and stuff, this is like a wish. A wish made and a wish granted here. Nine of Cups can also symbolize childbirth, so I love this as we're talking about birthing this bitch, you guys. We're creating something new. But like I said, it's up to us on what it is we bring into the present moment from the eternal possibility. Let's make sure that we're choosing what it is that we want to birth here, to create here, on an individual level and on a macro level. The emotions. We need to work with our emotional realm a little bit differently. It feels like the emotions are, we are mistaking our emotions for the guidance that this thread provides. Got it. We can look at that, the thread is like a divine action, a divine guidance, okay? Okay, let's get into this a little bit further. Challenge. The challenge here right now, or not challenge, excuse me. What we don't see coming. What's in the dark or what we don't see coming. Goodness, I love this. Judgment. What we don't see coming or what's in the dark. A resurrection, you guys. As we're looking at the Ace of Cups here too, with this baptism, this baptismal font here, we're hearing the call for a new life. We're dead and rotting here, right? Okay, generally speaking, on an individual and a group level. We are hearing this call, the thread, to move to a life where there is fertility, where wishes do come true, right? And this doesn't exist in the past. This requires our creative effort to create something new. But with judgment coming through, this is saying it's here, it's present. We just need to grab it or to move, right? To move to where that exists. And I don't mean maybe physical move for some of you. This is a perspective shift, okay? Two of Swords here to clarify that. Love it. What we don't see about this situation. The Two of Swords can represent a decision, a need to make a decision, feeling stuck between two massive forces. What I get from this is what we're not seeing about this situation is it's actually Witch and Scythe. Okay, she pulled out her Murder of Crows tarot deck, and I was like, you know what? It's been a while. Dust this one off. It encouraged me to pull this out too. She described this card as like in the beginning of tarot here, it can look like it means do not pass, right? Like there's a block. But she described it as it actually means having these swords up here, you can pass. It's free, you're free to pass. You're safe to pass. I don't have my swords ready to go, right? Thanks, Witch and Scythe. If you haven't checked out her channel, please do. She's absolutely fantastic. I will post her here in the comments as well. So that's what I'm getting from this, being with the Judgment card too. What we're not seeing here is a bit of a disillusionment. We've been misguided into thinking like we can't pass from something when actually we can. The invitation is here. The call is here, saying, actually, yes, please pass go. Please collect $200. In order for us to see this correctly, though, we need to be able to see to the bottom of this water. The ripples need to be calm, okay? I feel like there it is. Piece of advice here on this too. I just feel like there's one other thing. One, not 20, please. You want this one? Dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. Okay. Back to the emotions and manifestation here. One of the hardest parts about manifestation is maintaining the vibration. Manifestation on its own is really not difficult, but we as humans really like to make things difficult. So that's what I'm getting here. There's an invitation here to allow yourself to maintain a vibration, okay? There are reasons to hope, and there are reasons to feel peace, and there are reasons to feel joy. Let's create them, okay? Joy, bliss. Joyful, joyful. All right, let's look at your challenge here, okay? Queen of Wands. Interesting. Interesting. So being in the challenge here, I get this feeling of hesitancy, as I was talking about earlier, towards this energy or vibration of the thread. Like the thread is pulling us towards an authentic experience. It's pulling us towards confidence. But with our current emotions, getting things mixed up or disoriented, I feel like there is a the old switcheroo is what I'm hearing. There are some that are mistaking like bravado or arrogance for confidence. Back to kind of that false prophet. Like I said, there are obviously characters around us that represent this in our physical realm, but this is an archetype that exists inside of us. This arrogance is something that is trying to keep us away from moving towards a better life, holding an energy or vibration so we manifest in the ways that we deserve to. Three of Swords comes in to clarify this. My goodness gracious. Good golly, Miss Molly. Aquarius. And this, I forgot to say too, this is a general message, you guys, so please take what resonates. If it doesn't, please leave it behind. That's okay, to not try to force everything to fit that doesn't fit. Three of Swords, this is heartbreak, loss. This totally makes sense. This is the emotion, and this can be an end of a relationship, you know, death even, perhaps, real or symbolic. This is the emotion that is causing us maybe to throw the stone in the water, or to continue to dive back into the water, or to agitate the water in some way. This can be trauma, right? I highly recommend always, you know, if you have access to or the ability to see a counselor, it's a great choice. If not, journaling, you guys, journaling and meditating. If we can't get to a point where we see the forces that are pulling our own strings and I'm talking about inside of ourselves right now, then we will continue to run in circles. And that's going to be present outside of us too. So with the Queen of Wands, what I'm getting from this is where this like arrogance or bravado is coming in. This feels like a protective mechanism, something that's covering up some sort of hurt. It's important to manage and heal where there is trauma and hurt. We do need to be able to identify that first, so it's no longer driving the ship, driving the vehicle here. But it's important not to get lost in that too, okay? Or to project that. That's another thing I'm getting here from the Queen of Wands. To project that, to use that against other people too, our own hurt and pain. Okay, I'm going to pull one more here on the challenge, and then I am going to go into an extended, as I do. We're going to dive into this a bit deeper, you guys. I want to know... This is funny. Wisdom, knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. I just said that. Counseling, you guys, okay? If that's something you have access to, please access it. If it's not something you have access to, please don't think that that's the only way that you can heal. It's important to take our own experiences completely, our past, where there may be pain, and own that. To recognize that no matter what's happened to us or at whose hand, we are still responsible individually to heal it. And that's a hard pill to swallow. That's a stone here. That can be a hard pill to swallow. I know it was when I first started my journey with that, but it's the truth. Okay? Okay. Yes, to dive into this a little bit more deeply here, I want to look at what it is that we are going to be focusing on creating here. And maybe a little bit more on like what this focus is from the past that's coming forward. Okay, I'm going to pull one more oracle. Which deck do you want? Starseed. One more oracle card here, and then I'll move into the extended. What do we have here for Aquarius, please? Aquarius. Links will be in the description of the video as well. You guys, I do have that for sale individually as well as on the 3rd tier of membership, Phoenix Fam. Goodness. The Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. Well, Aquarius. So kind of back to this challenge here, or very much back to the challenge and the bravado, the heartbreak, the bravado, being mistaken as confidence or arrogance. This Mars energy, there's a request here to switch from, not to switch or get rid of anger, okay? Anger has a place as long as we're utilizing it appropriately. But what I'm getting from this is we can feel an emotion without using it as a weapon. And this is where this is getting, like the more that we project our own emotion onto somebody else, the more that's coming back and biting us in the ass. It's not allowing us to move forward. You can be angry and have a very calm, collected voice. Turns out, okay? Not saying that it's a failure to yell or anything like that, but at the same time, it's not necessarily a success either in most situations, okay? Because in most situations, we are living a reality in our mind. Most dangers are not the same kind of present that they were in the past, okay? We have the same nervous system that's operating from when we were surviving in, huts down by the river, okay? So, softening to love, allowing love to come through. This is the thread. This is the thread. Love is what's guiding us here. So we'll explore that a little bit more here too in the extended. Aquarius, I love you guys so much, and I hope this message is helpful for you. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon.